So here's the second part. So I was just talking about shopping for clothes, but it's really hard, and it can be triggering too, especially like when I'm with my sister or something, and like there's clothes that I really wish I could wear and that I normally like would have been able to wear. My head really itches right here, but I can't right now, obviously, because of being pregnant, so it sucks. Also, things like, even the clothes that I can wear don't fit the way that I'm used to. For one thing, my boobs grew. That happens. But, okay, so that's about clothes shopping. And perhaps the most important thing that I've been kind of like leaving for last is like just the general body image stuff. Like I did talk about it a little bit, like about the mirror and stuff, like when I turn sideways in the mirror and I'm like, whoa, there's a baby in there. But like, well, it's not even about the body image so much as it is about like the thoughts that go along with that. It's really hard to shut that voice up, because it's like, you know, like it does all the time. Like you're always hearing it and stuff, not literally hearing it in my case, but experiencing like the guilt and stuff. Like, oh my god, the guilt. I didn't even mention that. The eating part, back when I was talking about baby growing and stuff, like, I don't care. I mean, I know the baby's growing, and I'm still guilty anyway. Every time I eat anything, I feel so guilty. Even though I don't eat bad food, like, I've been really lucky with cravings, too. I haven't had a whole lot of them except for, like, nectarines and veggies and stuff like that. So I'm really lucky. Like, please don't get me wrong. I understand that I'm lucky, but I'm trying to get you guys to understand that, like, just because I'm pregnant, just because somebody with an eating disorder is pregnant, doesn't mean that the eating disorder goes on vacation. It's still there. You just can't listen to it. Like, you just can't give it the time to yell at you like it always has. And it does yell at you, though. Like, it still does say all the same stuff, like, you're a fat cow, and da-da-da-da. Like, those are the things that my brain says to me, and I just have to go, and then, like, ignore it, and I can't go work out at the gym like crazy, and I can't restrict, and I can't drink Diet Coke, and I can't, I mean, I can drink a little Diet Coke, but you know what I mean? Like, I can't skip meals and drink Coke Zero instead, and it's like, that is what I've always done for the last, like, decade. And it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm following the rules, the baby's fine, I'm fine, so, like, obviously I'm doing something right, but, like, I don't have a clue what's going on. I don't have a clue, half the time, so, but it's really hard, like, to not listen to that voice sometimes. Like, that voice is like, you don't really need to eat right now. You just ate, like, a few hours ago. Like, you don't really need to eat again right now. And it's like, okay, sure. So, like, here's how it happens for me. Like, say it's, like, I don't know, 12 o'clock, and I haven't eaten since, like, 8 or 9 in the morning when I had breakfast. And it's, like, noon or 12:30 or something. And I'm hungry, right? And so my brain is like, my eating disorder brain is like, you don't need to eat yet, you know, you just ate at 9, it's only been 3 hours, 3.5 hours, like, it's fine, you know, you can wait. And I'm like, okay. And then, so I tried it, so I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, I don't need to eat right now. Then, like, 10 minutes goes by, and my stomach's, like, rumbling, and I'm like, no, I'm actually hungry. And my brain's like, no, it's all in your head, you didn't eat that long ago. It wasn't that long. And I'm like, okay. And then 10 more minutes goes by, and I'm like, no, I'm hungry. And then I go and eat something. And then when I do that, I'm like, it's like, why did you do that? You didn't need to eat that. You should have waited, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, like, I couldn't. And that's even worse when it's like, so say I eat something at like 12 or 12:30, when I'm hungry again at like 2:30 or 3, it's like, no, it's just all in your head, you're imagining it, you're not really hungry, da-da-da-da, and I'm like, okay, and then I wait, and then I'm like, actually hungry, so then I eat something, but like, the guilt is always there, like, I feel so bad every time I do that, it's like, oh, you're so weak, you should have just waited, and I'm like, no, there's a baby in there, like, this baby is hungry, I don't know whether the baby is like, I'm hungry, but like the baby, I have to eat so that the baby can grow. You know what I mean? But like, despite the fact that I know that, it's like still really hard. The guilt sucks. Okay, and then also, I'm having a girl, so I understand that not only girls get eating disorders, but I do believe that the statistics would show that girls are perhaps a bit more prevalent to eating disorders. So yeah, of course I'm scared that she's gonna pick up on that when she's older. And so one thing I promised right from the start is that I would never actively, because I can't promise that I'll get rid of my eating disorder. I can't make that promise, so I'm not gonna make it. And Corky doesn't expect me to, because, you know, I can't promise that. My hair is like standing straight out. But I can promise that I won't actively engage in behaviors in front of my daughter. Even, you know, like, if I'm unable to really get rid of it very well or at all, you know, if she's like a few years from now in preschool or whatever, even if it means that I eat breakfast with her in the morning and then don't eat all day until she gets home and then eat again, like, I'll do that. If that's what it means. Like, I will not let her see that. I will not let her hear me say anything bad about my body just because I don't want her to, you know, start that way, so I'm not going to do that to her. Of course I'm going to try not to have an eating disorder, but I can't promise that I won't, so that's, like, the next best thing. So, those are the main things that I was going to talk about, like eating disorders and pregnancy. But, I mean, no matter how easy your pregnancy is, this is, like, out for people who are in this position or whatever. Like, no matter how easy your pregnancy is, like, you don't have to be strong all the time. Like, it's scary. It's hard in the first place without an eating disorder. It's hard with an eating disorder. It's hard without morning sickness. It's hard with morning sickness, etc. Like, it's a hard thing. Being pregnant is not a snap, you know? It's not an easy thing, and it's a long process, and it feels like the time takes forever, but you don't have to be strong all the time, every day, all day long. Nobody's expecting you to be Wonder Woman. If they're expecting that of you, then they need to stop expecting that of you. You can be strong and upbeat and things a majority of the time, but you don't have to do it all the time. It's okay to sit by yourself and cry. I do it. I have a video where I cried recently, like in my closet. Anyway. So yeah, other things that I've been asked that I'll address. I'm still teaching Zumba. I am 6 months pregnant and still teaching Zumba. I just don't jump. And I plan to continue teaching until I can't. It's getting harder to teach, though. I get tired and I get achy and things like that. And what else was I going to say about that? I don't remember. Oh, and I had an OB appointment on Monday. I have to sneeze. I had an OB appointment on Monday, and it was fine. It was good. Next OB appointment is the 5th of September, and I have to drink the glucose thing for the glucose test. So, I was about to say, I wonder how many calories are in that. I'm kidding, sort of. I'm not really kidding. Anyway, so I'll put the picture here at the end for you guys of 24 weeks. I'll be 25 weeks tomorrow, so it's a little late, but I'll put it anyway. So thank you for watching both these parts of the video. And it's Friday, so have a great weekend. And if you have questions or anything that you want me to address in a video about this, like, please post them. I will answer them. So, other than that, I will talk to you guys later, and that's it. Okay, bye.